In Consumer Corner, we take a look at trends and products creating a buzz here in China. On today's show, we'll discuss how Chinese milk powder mania has forced supermarkets in the Netherlands to limit purchases of the powder. In recent weeks, new mothers in the Netherlands have found themselves faced with a surprising new regulation at local supermarkets. One sign reads, "Due to a supply shortfall in the country's milk powder market, we're very sorry that we have to apply purchase restrictions. This has been caused by soaring infant food exports to China." Sina.com reports that some shops have limited purchases to 1 can per consumer, and the supermarkets have deployed additional staff members to monitor the baby food aisle. Some have even reported instances of racial profiling. All it takes is an Asian face to appear near the baby food, and supermarket staff will approach them to explain the purchase restrictions and demand detailed information about the age of the child. That may seem extreme, but it's in response to a more extreme phenomenon. Professional Chinese milk powder dealers have descended on Holland's supermarkets, buying up all the milk powder in sight and reselling it for profit in China. Local media in the country have relayed tales of local mothers going from supermarket to supermarket, searching for a powder that's now a rare sight on the shelves. It's led to something of a racial backlash in the country, where the Chinese purchasing agents have been demonized and described as part of an assault on the local way of life. Chinese media quoted an unnamed Netherlands paper as saying, "If China doesn't bomb us back to the Stone Age, they can still starve us back to the Stone Age. Chinese people, please go back to China." The milk powder mania and ensuing backlash haven't been limited to the Netherlands. In Australia, local media have lambasted Chinese purchasing agents for snapping up milk powder and, quote, robbing local markets of their supplies for days at a time. Root causes of the frenzy are familiar to anyone who's followed the litany of food scandals that have plagued China. In 2008, infant milk powder tainted with the industrial chemical melamine was found to have sickened thousands of Chinese infants and killed 6. The scandal dealt a crushing blow to domestic milk manufacturers who lost all trust of Chinese parents worried about the health of their only child. Fallout from the episode was far-reaching. Chinese mothers swarmed to foreign brands, and in recent years, imports have occupied 70% of the market for milk powder in China. China News Agency reports that over 80% of consumers think the quality of foreign milk powders is superior to domestic products. With a child's safety on the line, demand for foreign powders has overcome the high prices attached to them. But with time and a little more consumer savvy, Chinese mothers are now looking for and finding cheaper ways to get their hands on the powder. With prices on official imports subject to Chinese customs and import taxes, online sales of milk powder through shopping websites like Taobao have become a major channel for the underground sale of milk powder. The Chinese purchase agents have taken advantage of subsidies in the Netherlands and tax avoidance in China to make the powders available at cheaper prices. In the Netherlands, the government grants subsidies to retail sales of infant milk powder. These subsidies are meant to lower the cost of parenting and in turn encourage more couples to have children. Because the subsidies are granted at the retail level, direct purchases from supermarkets can actually save money over bulk purchases by the firms. If the powder can be discreetly transported back to China, it will also duck Chinese import taxes ranging from 10 to 17% on various types of milk powders. In the end, the savings can be enormous. A can of Nutrilon, a premium brand for the Netherlands, goes for around $50 at Chinese supermarkets. However, when bought through a purchasing agent online, it comes in at a price around half that. The foreign milk powder craze and the backlash in the Netherlands has fueled plenty of discussion online. One poster used language reminiscent of the complaints from Hong Kongers over mainland Chinese shoppers. Quote, "Chinese are just like a swarm of crawling locusts when buying up things in foreign countries. They are spoiling the local markets through buying expensive but selling cheap." Other posters disagreed, calling the developed country backlash fundamentally hypocritical. As soon as you see Chinese people over there buying stuff, the media there seems to want to cause chaos and panic. With the development of trade and logistics, the market can't be completely blocked. Besides, isn't free markets the slogan of capitalism? One poster focused on the damage done by unscrupulous Chinese food manufacturers. Quote, "After reading the reports from the Netherlands media, is the smile finally going to be wiped off the faces of Chinese entrepreneurs? Are they still happy about how much money they've made? Do they have any conscience at all? When are you finally going to stop disappointing us and produce a milk powder that can allow us to relax?" Finally, one netizen vented rage at both the European retailers and the Chinese firms that got everyone into this mess. Jijianghu wrote, "I never see foreign countries implementing limited purchasing orders when Chinese consumers go on their luxury shopping sprees. The key thing is that our country's enterprises have lost the trust of the people. When rigid demand can't get satisfied at home, Chinese buyers might end up buying up all the foreign milk powders in just a few days' time. When that day comes, babies around the world will all have to be weaned off milk. That kind of doomsday prediction may be a little over the top, but as entrepreneurs around the world are learning, one should never underestimate the spending power of concerned Chinese parents.